good, everyone? This is your girl Drea Rozayyy, bringing you guys another video. And today I'm gonna be telling you guys about the time my ex drugged me. Yes, you heard right. It's still hard for me to believe that he did some shit like that, but unfortunately it happened to me. And throughout the video, I'm also gonna be getting ready with you guys. I want to do this like going out type of look. I actually done this look before and I loved it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it for you guys, and hopefully it inspires y'all to do it also, because I don't know, I thought it was a really nice like going out look. So let's get right into it. I also have my coffee. Y'all already know the iced coffee is always present. Well, if it's not iced coffee, it's lemon water. So y'all already know I already went ahead and did my eyebrows because I'm not trying to expose myself yet. I already prepped my skin also. So I'm just going to go in with foundation first. Yeah, so a few days ago, it was the Grupo Firme concert. And boy, was that fun. I would say, though, we had a little bit of issue going in. But did y'all hear that? Alright, sorry for that interruption. That was UPS. Like, y'all just heard how loud he was knocking. Like the freaking cops. I told him shit too. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. It's because I'm in a rush. I'm like, I understand, but goddamn. But yeah, what was I telling you guys? Man, they can't be distracting me like that. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about these clips. I actually just got them at Ross the other day. But it's like, look, like it just falls. Oh, maybe like that. Forehead looking hella big now, but it's all good. At least my makeup won't be in my hair, right? But yeah, I was telling you guys how we had a little bit of trouble with tickets not wanting to work. We actually got there in time and everything, but it was a whole hold up at the entrance because for some reason our tickets weren't reading. So that sucked. That took a good while, and then once we got in, like, they were already playing, so that kind of sucked. But besides that, it was so fun. Like, we went to my friend's house first to pregame, and we bought a Herradura tequila bottle. And what's funny, like, we get to the concert and that's what the Grupo Firme is drinking also on stage. So I'm like, yeah, we drank the same thing. That bottle's pretty smooth if you haven't tried it. And you know, our fat asses, after the concert, we went to Waffle House. I can't even talk. I'm over here beating myself up. I said after the concert, we ended up going to Waffle House. And honestly, I hadn't been there like in a long time. You know, me and the nightlife, I don't do that often anymore. So that was really the only time I would go to Waffle House. So now I ain't got no business being there. So y'all, let me know if y'all hear my dog snoring, because I warned him before I started this video. I actually kicked him out because I kept telling him, like, yo, stop snoring. But right now that the UPS driver came, he sneaked in back in the room because he loves being with mama, right? He said, yeah. Hey. He kind of answered me with a snore. Oh, and I didn't really like personally witness it myself, but I did see a video on TikTok how this girl was like fighting and ended up fighting with the security guard, and this guy tackled her down, like choked her down. I was like, damn. But anyways, guys, let me tell y'all the story. Because that's probably why y'all here for. Y'all ain't trying to hear no Grupo Firme story. Which I don't blame y'all. Like, I want to be a chismosa too. Like, so what name should I give my ex? Because I do not want him to somehow hit me up and be like, why you tell that to people, blah, blah, exposing me. And you know what? Maybe this can, like, help someone out and, like, warn people, like, to be careful. Just because they're your ex does not mean they're not out there to harm you. Because that was plain out trying to harm me, like, or abuse me, or just take advantage of me. And that's not cool. It's supposed to be willingly. Like, if I want to do stuff with you, even though you're my ex, cool. But that wasn't the case. Oh yeah, what was I gonna name him? Let's name him Pamphilo. Okay. So Pamphilo and I, we dated for quite a while. I'm just gonna say more than 2 years. I don't want to be too exact. And the whole breakup, it was not a good breakup. It was pretty messy. It was just not a good breakup. But that's like a whole nother story. Like, if y'all want that story, let me know. So me and Pamphilo, we dated for that long and we broke up. But he kept hitting me up, saying, you know, like, hey, like, I miss you, you know, you're the love of my life, like, we weren't supposed to break up. There I go, listening to him, and we started, like, texting each other. I want to say, like, I was over him and stuff like that, but I don't know if I was bored or whatever, but somehow he convinced me to, like, meet up again. And it had already been, like, a couple months since we had broken up, honestly. I want to say it had been, like, 4 or 5 months. And, you know, throughout that whole time, like, we hadn't seen each other. You know, obviously I was, like, a little nervous to see him. But, I mean, I was like, okay, whatever. Like, we're just going to meet up a little bit and talk or whatever. Since we had been together for so long, and he already knew, like, I warned him, like, we're just gonna hang out as friends, this and that, like, nothing crazy. Because even before we were, like, texting back and forth, like, I told him, like, I'm sorry, but, like, that's it, like, we're done, like, we're just here meeting up as friends, you know, like, nothing's gonna happen, do not expect anything, like, we're just hanging out. I'm going to be using the bronze palette from Kylie Cosmetics. It got all these beautiful browns. I love this palette. So I pull up to his place and I finally see him. And, you know, I'm like, oh my God. Like, I don't know. For a second, I was like, what am I doing here? Like, it's like I missed him, but not really. So I'm just like, well, what am I doing here? So anyways, we go up to his house and we're there talking, you know, like a normal conversation. Like, he wasn't even, like, flirting with me or anything. You know, I would catch him, like, staring at me, but, like smiling at me, but almost, like, in an evil way. I don't know. It was kind of creepy, honestly. Like, at first I felt like, okay, I mean, he's just staring at me because we haven't seen each other in, like, so freaking long, right? But I don't know, then I started, like, getting a little uncomfortable. And to me, that even was, like, weird, because I'm like, why? Like, it's like, I know this guy. Like, you know, I've been with him before. It's like, I shouldn't feel like this. Something was off, so I could tell. So we're there hanging out. We're, I think, like, watching a movie, but we're not really watching it. We're just, like, talking. Just basically catching up, I guess you can say. We smoked a little. He had bought some wine and we were, like, drinking a little bit. But nothing crazy, you know, like, I'm not drinking, like, to get fucked up. Like, I'm just, you know, having a little drink. I remember, like, smoking and I told him, I was like, oh, I'm too high already, you know? And so I tell him, I'm like, yo, I feel kind of like I don't feel so well, you know. It had been a couple hours at this point, and he was like, oh, just lay down right here. And I was like, like, I'm not finna lay in your bed, homie. Like, no, Panfilo, like, hold up. So I was like, no, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna go home, like, and like relax at my house. And he's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, you sure? Like, he kept like asking me like if I'm sure. I'm like, yes, I am sure. And he's like, you ain't gotta leave yet. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, I'm not feeling too well. Like, I'm like, I must have smoked too much or like drank too much. And he's like, well, you can just stay here. I'm like, no, like, and that's the thing. Like, I didn't feel drunk. Like, I don't know what I felt, honestly. Like, it's been a couple years, but I just remember not feeling well. But I knew it wasn't like a drunk feeling because I had only had like 1 cup of wine. Like, I know it can't be that. So he keeps like insisting, like, oh, are you sure? And I'm like, yes, I'm sure. Like, I'm just gonna go home. And he's like, oh, do you want me to come with you? I'm like, no, I don't. I just felt like he didn't want me to leave, or like he just didn't want me to be alone. I don't know. It was weird. So then he walks me to the door, and I'm going down some stairs, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why am I feeling like this? Like, as I'm walking down the stairs, like, I start feeling like hella bad and kind of like dizzy, but not in a drunk way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It wasn't the same. So I'm walking down the stairs, and he's watching me. He's like at the doorstep watching me. And like, instead of like asking like, oh, do you need help, or like, you want me to walk you down, like, no, he just stared there like watching me. So as I'm walking to my car at this point, I'm a little worried because I'm like, why am I feeling like this? You know, like, I was actually very confused. I get in my car, and it was already 8 p.m. Like, it wasn't really dark outside yet. I start thinking like, fuck, how am I gonna get home? Like, I can't drive. So I'm like, okay, like, I'm just gonna hang out here for a little bit. Well, I don't know what happened or how it happened or why it happened, but literally I just passed out. Like, I passed out in the driver's seat. Something that I've never done in my life. Like, it don't matter how drunk or how high or how sleepy I am. Like, I've never ever just passed out. Like as soon as I get in my car and just pass out. Like, never. That's never happened in my life. So this is how I know Panfilo did something. This is not normal. I'm using the Morphe Cherry Coke palette now. But yeah, I passed out for like, I don't know, I think like an hour or something. And the way I got woken up was by him knocking on my window. And I remember waking up and feeling so scared, you know, because I was like so confused. I was like hella confused. Like, when I passed out, I didn't realize I passed out until I woke up, because I'm like, what the hell am I doing? You know, still like outside of his place. And at that point, it was dark. So it's like, it's late at night. I'm like, where the hell am I? And then I see him, and obviously I realize that I'm still outside his place. And he's like, oh, you need to come inside, you know, you need to relax a little bit. I was like, how long have I been here? And he's like, I don't know, you must have fell asleep. And I'm like, fell asleep? I'm like, there's no way. Like, there's no way I just fell asleep. Either he put something in my drink or he put something in those blunts. And he kept insisting for me to like go inside. Like, pretty much just begging me at this point. He started like grabbing my hand and started grabbing my arm and kind of like wanting to like really take me inside. And I'm like, no, like, I can't. And you know, mind you, like, I'm still kind of like, I'm awake. I know I'm awake because I'm noticing what's happening. At the same time, like, I kind of felt like I had no strength. This is where I really like start getting scared, because I'm like, oh my god, like I have no strength. This guy won't leave me alone. And you know, there was no one outside, like, and I mean, I'm a big girl, so it's not like he could just pick me up and take me inside. Like, I was able to just kind of like move him and basically just kind of like get the courage and like the strength to like really tell him, like, no, like, leave me the fuck alone. Because he started getting a little aggressive, and I'm like, okay, like, this is not cool. Like, this is getting out of control. He started apologizing, and I'm like, what are you apologizing for? And he's like, no, I'm just sorry. Like, I'm sorry this is happening. And I'm like, what's happening? And he's like, no, he's like, I'm just sorry. So that also just proves to me that, you know, he obviously did something. Okay, I gotta concentrate here, guys, so let me put my eyeliner right quick and then I'll come back because I really have to concentrate on this part. Alright, I am back. I feel like I've been getting a lot better with this eyeliner, because y'all know me and eyeliner, we're not good friends. I've told y'all that before, but I don't know, I feel like I've been getting better. But luckily I was able to drive home like safely, like nothing happened to me, like thank God, you know. It was a pretty scary thing to go through, honestly. Oh, this look is coming out so cute. Oh, wrong lipstick. So I used the NYX lip pencil in Nude Truffle. Now I'm going to Honey matte lipstick. And lately I've been like into lip glosses. Before I was like always a matte girl. Y'all seen how I did my cut crease? Man, I just can't do it with, I mean, I could do it with concealer, but it's so time consuming. And usually, like, when I'm doing my makeup, like, I'm in a rush. I ain't got that extra time. So this is pretty much the final look, guys. So girls, don't be trusting your exes out there, because they might try to win you over, and because you've been with them for so long, you trust them, you feel like they still have like good intentions, and not all the time, as y'all can see. Like, so comment down below if this has happened to you before. Like, I know these men out here are crazy. Like, I can't be the only one that this has happened to. If it is, I'm salty as hell. Also, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I do post Tuesdays and Thursdays. Don't forget to give your girl a like. Thank you guys so much for watching. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.